Hi there. My name is Nick Dempsey, and today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, me. Okay, I'm not actually like that, and to prove it, I brought along a few things to help you get to know me better. So first up, I have my big box of paints. Now, about a year ago, when I decided to change careers from full-time artist, read wait tables, to the medical field, I was suddenly taking all these science classes that I had never had before, and it was a bit of a culture shock to me. So one of the things that I did was I decided each semester to take an art class, a painting class in this case, just to lessen the transition, make it a bit more palatable for me, a bit friendlier for me. And that's actually been nice to help keep my skills sharp, maybe learn some new things as well while I'm dealing this whole big switch for me. Now, also inside this box I have a few more things. The first is The Tao of Pooh by Benjamin Hoff. This is my absolute favorite book of all time. A few things I love about this book. It explains the Tao, which is an ancient Chinese philosophy, not religion per se, but philosophy. It's about balance, it's about knowledge of self, and it's explained through the lens of this wildly popular Western pop culture icon, Winnie the Pooh. And that juxtaposition really kind of appeals to me. I think it's an excellent way to take these two very different things and put them together in a way that teaches us more about each one. I've actually owned 4 copies of it at this point. I keep loaning them out to people and not getting them back. It is a very good book. I suggest you read it. Now, the next thing I have is a waiter's wine tool. And this is a symbol of the 9 years I've spent in the service industry supporting my art habit, essentially. And the funny thing about these waiter's wine tools is it's pretty much the hardest possible way to open a bottle of wine. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to use one of these things before, but to do it correctly, to do it in a classy way, is actually very difficult, requires quite a bit of precision, quite a bit of practice. And really, for me, it symbolizes what is making me crazy about the service industry, and that is, no matter how you open the wine, it's still going to taste just as good. And it really kind of irritates me that it has such a strong effect on how much money I make from day to day. Little things like this. I don't like this. But it is part of where I've been. It is part of what's driving me toward where I'm going. And therefore it is important to know more about me. Now, another thing I have is a bicycle air pump. I'm an avid cyclist. I love to cycle. And I love it for quite a few reasons. One, it's a way of having a machine that amplifies my abilities. And there's something very freeing about that. You get in a car, you go really fast, or something along those lines. You get in an airplane, you can fly. It gives me the ability to travel more distance than I could normally, and much faster than I could normally. That's the wonderful thing about a machine, but at the same time, it's a simple enough machine that I can maintain it myself, using little tools like this. Love it. Here we have a trombone mouthpiece. And I was a musician for many, many years. I actually don't play anymore, but I played the trombone for 11 years, as well as a few other instruments here and there, trumpet, euphonium, things like that. And this is something, it's part of my past, but I like to keep it around to remind me about humility. Because no matter how much time, and 11 years is a long time for anyone really, I spent on learning to play music, learning to be a music performer, there was always, always room for improvement. There was always someone stronger, someone better. And I think that's an important thing for anyone to remember, is that you can always go up. There's always a new goal to shoot for. And the final item I have today, and calm down, it's on video, you're safe. This is a Santoku knife. This symbolizes my love of cooking. Cooking is one of my absolute favorite hobbies of all time. And the reason I love the Santoku knife so much is because of its versatility. You can chop things, you can hold it like this and go back and forth on the curved surface to be like a food processor. You can use it as a spatula. It just has so many different uses depending on how you use it. And the funny thing about that is there are all these other tools, food processors for example, that can do any of those jobs better. But I'm not aware of any other tool that can do so many jobs as well. And in that way, sort of tying back to the Tao and nature, it and I share the same nature. I am pretty good at a lot of different things. I'm not great at any one thing, but that's kind of who I am and how I've developed in my life so far. So, with all these things, you might get an impression that I have a lot of different interests, and I do. There are so many things that I want to know and I want to learn about, hence why I'm back in school. I like to learn and grow and learn new things. I like to be more of a well-rounded, kind of cross-disciplinary, apply my scientific knowledge to art and my art knowledge to science, because I think that's a way to get creativity in any possible field, and I think it makes me a stronger scientist, a stronger artist. So, with all these disparate elements, we put them back into our box. And basically, you are left with me.